Hello, welcome to my home. Well, this is a bit weird, isn't it? I'm normally typing away my vlogs to you guys, but today I thought I'd do something a little bit different. So I have come on just to have a little chat. Um, Really, if I'm honest, I think I'm procrastinating a little bit today because I just can't really be bothered to do anything. Yeah, you'll have to excuse me if I'm a bit more rambling than I am in my blogs, but hopefully this will be a bit fun. Some of you will know me from my blog and from my writing or in person. My name is Susan and I am 41. I live in Scotland. I'm originally from the northeast of Scotland, in the city of Aberdeen, and now I live in the rural Scottish borders. Um, this is Ziggy, my sausage dog, who keeps me company while my two children are at school, which they are at the moment. Hence why it's quite quiet. You may hear the distant sound of a washing machine, but apart from that, it's just Ziggy and I in the house on our own. Yeah. Um, so really, I guess I've just been thinking about a few things and trying to kind of come up with an idea for a blog post. But while I was doing that, I was kind of thinking, you know, what is the point of blogging really? Do I do it for myself or do I do it to get an audience? And right now, I'm kind of feeling like engagement on blogs hasn't quite been as much as it used to be, whether that's because I'm not putting as much effort in kind of socializing with everyone, or whether my topics aren't of interest, or whether the medium's moved on. I don't know. I've recently come back to my blog from about a 5 year hiatus or so. I've been kind of working on other stuff and raising my two children, so I haven't had as much time as I would have liked to have dedicated to the blog. However, in the meantime, I did publish a book. You've maybe seen me advertising it, The Mystery of Inchbrae House, chapter book, mid-grade children. Just get a little plug in there. Um, but yeah, the way I'm feeling about blogging right now is it dead? I don't know. Can any of you tell me how best to kind of go about it and get the word out there about what's on my mind? I know it shouldn't be about numbers and stuff, but it just feels kind of like nobody's really listening, and there's that kind of feeling of screaming into the vortex sometimes when you just think, well, what's the point? But hey ho, maybe that's just me. Maybe it's just how I'm feeling today. Um, yeah, I'm kind of feeling it's Tuesday, so I'm kind of feeling got that Monday out the way. We're not quite halfway through the week, so yeah, I'm having one of those weeks where I'm trying to be quite reflective because here in the UK we celebrated Remembrance Sunday on Sunday, and obviously the 11th of November is also a significant date for that. Um, so I'm just kind of feeling that I need to be probably a bit more grateful for just the little stuff. You know, some days can be quite mundane when, you know, you're a mum or your kids are out or there's all the household things to do. I love writing, but again, today, as I said, I'm not really kind of in the mood. I'm just feeling like I'm kicking my heels a little bit. Um, so I'm just trying to kind of ground myself a little bit and just get into good habits in terms of being grateful and being present and all this stuff that the mindful gurus tell you to do. But it's not always as easy as all that. Um, you know, there's so many kind of things going on in the world with COVID. You know, in Scotland here, we're not quite in lockdown. We're kind of in the second phase, but we're probably about as close as we can get to lockdown right now. So it just feels like the year is kind of dragging on and on and on. But you know, thankfully, nothing really bad's happened to us in respect of COVID, so I can't really moan about that. I've had a book out, you know, that's really, really great, but I'm kind of now, that happened in July, so I'm probably now kind of in that sort of post Halloween, pre Christmas kind of lull where I'm sort of like, well, there's not an awful lot for me to do in terms of promotion and so on and so forth with that. I've been doing some screenwriting. I was supposed to be going on a screenwriting course this month at the National Television and Film School down in London. But of course, because of COVID, it's actually been postponed from March, and now it's been postponed from this month into March. So hopefully I'll get to attend that. So I've been, working away, drafting up my thoughts for a screenplay so I can develop it further on that course. So again, that kind of feels like it's taken the back end out of my year a little bit because I was really hoping to kind of move that forward and make some connections down on the course. Um, and I suppose, just like lots of stuff's been going on in terms of just emotional stuff. I feel quite emotional, as I was saying this week. I don't really know why. Sometimes you don't know why. Sometimes these feelings can be hard to shake off. Um, so when I feel like that, when I feel a bit kind of low, I tend to sort of go within myself a little bit, even more than normal. I would consider myself an introvert, so this is a very unusual thing that I'm actually using my voice to speak to you guys and be seen on screen because it's not my natural habitat. So it feels good to kind of put myself out there, but it's not my comfort zone. Hence why I'm rambling a little bit on. But yeah, I do tend to go within myself, and I find myself reading things like Freud's interpretation of dreams and how to rewire your brain and all this kind of stuff, which I don't know whether that's necessarily healthy or not. But anyway, it kind of keeps me going and it sort of keeps my mind working. Um, I think another thing that's really good to do is just kind of get outside and get some walks. It's autumn here in Scotland. I'm looking out the window just now and the leaves are all beautiful yellow, brown, orange. It's not such a nice day, but it's not such a bad day that I couldn't go out for a walk later. So I'll probably try and get the old Fitbit steps off, up the chain later on, go into battle with my mum and dad on Fitbit. The oldies always seem to be beating me, so I need to get on that. And yeah, just trying to kind of choose to let things go a little bit more, rather than go into the windmills of my mind on like really insignificant stuff. Um, Keeping busy does help. Getting out in nature does help. Exercise does help. Um, but actually, I've had a kind of a little bit of enlightenment this morning from a little story that I came upon that actually has resonated with me today. So I thought I would just share it just to kind of close off this little hello, goodbye rambling. So yes, it's a little Zen story called The Muddy Road, and it concerns two Buddhist monks. They are called Ikido and Tanzen. You might be familiar with these characters. They're very well known in Buddhist Zen kind of teachings. And they are walking along a road. It's a very, very rainy day. And they get to the edge of a road. And just before they get there, they see the most beautiful girl that they've ever seen. A young lady, just absolutely stunning. She is just perfection. She's got a silk robe on. Just really shouldn't kind of be plodding about at the side of a muddy road on a very wet day when she is wearing such fine clothes. So as they get closer, one of the monks, Tanzen, goes, "Come on, girl, what are you doing? You can't be, getting your kimono all wet in this weather." And just Julie picks her up and sort of carries her across the road, puts her down. And then the two monks carry on towards their destination. And it's quite a long journey, and they don't really chat for the journey. They're Zen, so they're kind of away within their own thoughts. But as they reach the monastery, the other monk, Ikido, turns to Tanzen. He says, "Oh, Tanzen, why did you do that? Why did you, us monks aren't supposed to go anywhere near young ladies, especially not beautiful young ladies, let alone touch them. What are you doing? What were you thinking?" And Tanzen sort of looked at him kind of slightly taken aback and said, "Oh, I left her after we crossed the road. Don't tell me you've been carrying her all this way." And so to me, that story is kind of really sometimes how I feel about the things I think about and overthink and hold on to that I really don't need to. I think it just kind of highlights that we all can be aware of the kind of burdens and thoughts and feelings that we carry around on our shoulders, and that we all have the choice, at the point of dealing with whatever it is, just to put it down at the other side of the road and keep walking, be lost in other thoughts, get on with the rest of the day, get to your destination, you know, do whatever you do when you get in, whether it be sort of get into your pajamas like me, or open a beer like some people maybe do. And just, you've forgotten about what's happened there. You probably shouldn't have done it, but you were helping someone out and it was the right thing to do. So you did it, you done it, great, close the door on that and move forward. But in this case, Aikido, had obviously been worrying about this and carrying this burden and this anxiety around their involvement with the young lady for the whole journey. And not only did he not mention to Tanzan that he was feeling this way, so Tanzan could very well have said to him, oh, for goodness sake, you don't need to keep carrying her. We've done what we need to do. If she's good, she seems fine. Let's just leave her there. But so not only has he not kind of voiced how he's feeling about this, he's also held it within himself and, spent a lot of time obviously getting quite worked up and vexed about this when it didn't really need to be that way. So I think the message there is that we can all choose to let things be. I think, act with good intentions, let things be, worry a bit less, and possibly write a bit more in my case. But yeah, that's my first hello anyway. Let me know what you think of the video format. I'd quite like to do this again. I don't know. Should I? Should I not? You can maybe let me know what you think. And also on the question of is blogging dead, maybe you can give me a few tips and pointers about, where you guys all hang out when you're not in WordPress. That would be amazing. Have a great and productive and happy and blessed day. Goodbye.